Hey guys, welcome to another speed reviews video. This is a video that I do each month to tell you guys about all the products that I tested for the previous month. So this is going to be for the products that I tested for November. We do have 40 items today. I do show you guys cutaways of me applying everything, literally everything on my face or lips so that you guys can see how it looks. I tell you guys whether or not I think these products are a purchase, a pass, or just makeup graveyard in my collection. I'm just indifferent about them and I could do without them, live without them. In my life, I didn't need them and I probably won't think to reach for them. I do link all of these products, including the shades, in the description box in case you guys are interested. A lot of those are affiliated links, so if you guys do choose to purchase something using one of my affiliated links, it does help my channel. But please do not feel obligated to use those links. There are 40 items here because I only count the stuff that isn't duplicate. I do have like a couple of duplicate shades in here. This is a very mixed bag of stuff that I tested. Some stuff came from advent calendar, some is new releases, some is just new to me makeup. So without further ado, you guys, let's get into the speed reviews. All right, let's start off with primers. So I don't even know how I picked this up. It's the Ciate London Vitamin Boost Plumping Primer. I feel like this came in either a Macy's set or an advent calendar. I'm not really sure, but I do enjoy it. It's basically just a hydrating primer. I don't know about the plumping portion of it. It's kind of a thin lotiony texture, so it sinks into the skin really nicely. I do notice my skin feeling like super hydrated after I use it, so that I do like, and I do love it under the foundation that I am wearing right now because it's a stick foundation, and stick foundations are just a little bit drier on my skin typically. So I actually do think I enjoy this. This is not something I would go out and repurchase because there are so many other hydrating primers on the market, and I usually don't go out and like seek Ciate London, but it was a nice treat. I'm definitely going to keep this out probably on my everyday makeup for the drier months right now. So I'm definitely going to keep this. I like it. It feels really good. I just don't think it's a repurchase for me. The next primer is a little tester that I definitely got in a Macy's advent calendar or Macy's set. This is the RMS Beauty Re-Evolve Radiance Locking Primer. This is also kind of a lotiony texture. It's also super hydrating. It's nice. It's tackier than the Ciate London one, so you feel it on your skin like long after you've applied this. So makeup kind of actually grips to this a little bit better than like the Ciate London one that just sinks into the skin better. So this, again, a little bit thicker. It's really hydrating. It's actually a really nice primer, but RMS Beauty products tend to be a little bit more on the expensive side. So again, I think there are other primers on the market that probably do very similar things that I like in my collection, but this is just kind of thick and nice for the winter months. Again, just a little tester, but I'm probably just going to keep it out for the winter and continue to use this. Probably, again, won't repurchase it because there are other formulas that I have in my collection that I know are more affordable, but it was good. All right, I did pick up one thing for brows. This is from Mob Beauty or Mo Beauty. This is one of their divinely defined precision brow pencil and brush. I mean, brush side is basically just your spoolie on one end, and this is kind of your diamond shaped tipped pencil. I picked this up from the Ipsy sale because it was like literally $1.99. I had never heard of Mo Beauty before, or maybe it's Mob Beauty. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I'm always trying to find affordable brow pencils because I hate spending like $25 on brow pencils. I really do. So I wanted to test this out. This didn't disappoint. It's a thicker brow pencil. It's diamond shaped. It's not like precision, but it does the trick for what I need. And it's such a waxy formula that it stays all day. I like a waxy formula that stays all day. This doesn't claim to be waterproof or anything, but I do find that it lasts pretty well. And this one is in the shade light brown. I like it. It's not like a dark blonde or anything. I don't know. It fits my shading preferences like perfectly because it's not too warm. So I enjoyed this. If they have this on the Ipsy sale again, I would definitely pick this up for $1.99. The next thing that I have is a little tiny tester of the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is just in the clear. I don't set my brows ever. It's just not something that I do, but I love the way that it looks. Every time I use this, I just kind of lightly set them. I don't like go too crazy with it, but I see why it's popular because it really does set the brows and it doesn't leave them crunchy, and it also isn't super creamy that it takes off the brow pencil that I have underneath. And I've tested a couple of other clear brow gels recently. I can tell that this is just way better quality. So this is for sure a purchase. Like if you really do like to set your brows and you haven't tried this is damn good. I would say there's probably, again, more affordable things on the market that does a similar job, but so far the one from Merit, the 1980 brow that I've tried, the one from MCO Beauty, there's like one other one that I've tried really recently, and this one is honestly the best of all of them. All right, let's move on into eyeshadows. I do talk about single shadows in these speed reviews, not any palettes or anything like that. So the first ones I also got in an advent calendar. They're from W7, which is a brand out of the UK, but they do have some items here at my local CVS. That's how I found them first. They do dupe a lot of like high-end things, but they have unique products as well. So these are the Yummy Eyes. One is matte and then one is a shimmery formula. This is a baked eyeshadow and they usually come in dome shapes. These are really just the mini sizes or like the testers that they made for the advent calendar. I would say these are a drier baked formula. I think they're okay if you like something super subtle, but this is almost like give this to your 11-year-old when they're first learning to use makeup. That's how I feel about these products. I don't think that I would need to travel with something like this or keep these in my collection. They're not bad, but I think they retail for, I don't know, $5 US for the full size. So it's not worth it to me. Again, not bad, just really highly makeup graveyard in my collection. So I feel like you guys would feel similarly, just not an overall impressive formula because they're so light. The matte is super creamy, but the shimmer shadow is just super subtle, and that's not usually what I'm looking for. So I don't know. I think those are kind of a pass. I honestly think these are kind of a pass too. These are the new e.l.f. eyeshadows. They're called the Fine as Fleck glitter eyeshadows, and I have Straight Fire, which is kind of purpley, which is the one I'm wearing, and then Champagne Showers. Now, they're not the same. The Champagne Showers one doesn't have a really strong base. It's mostly just the glitter like it says, which is not really what I'm looking for. And also they hard panned immediately when I stuck my finger on them, swatching them the first time that I tested them. You can see that in the pan. So I've been picking at them with my fingernail, trying to get some of the product loose so that I can get them to my eyes. Now the one in Straight Fire has a much nicer base to it. It's got like a purple base and the sparkles are different colors. So it's much more impactful on the eyes. And this one I wouldn't mind keeping, but again, super hard panned on me, so I have been digging into it trying to get the shadow out. The Champagne Showers one, too subtle, way too subtle. I really honestly was expecting more from these. I get it, they're a glitter shadow and not necessarily supposed to be like a high impact shimmer. So I understand, but if you love really mild shimmers, I think they're fine. I don't. ColourPop does pretty affordable singles like this that just were better for me. I think they're just better in general. They just have a stronger base, and even the ones that don't, they have more pizzazz to them than these ones do. Although the one I'm wearing is beautiful. I can't say that it's not, but I really dig into these suckers to get as much built up on my eye as this, because like single swipe is not doing it for me. There's just not a whole lot showing up. So I don't know. These are makeup graveyard. I could see myself end up like saying this is one of the worst releases of 2024 in the Champagne Shower shade. Could have skipped it. But the other one I might end up using. It's kind of makeup graveyard in my collection. I have so many other singles that are so beautiful, but I do like the way my eyes look when I wear this. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I wasn't overly impressed in using those. That's even coming from really enjoying this one in Straight Fire. So maybe some of the other shades have a better base and are a little bit better. So I think it might come down to the two shades that I picked up. I could admit that that could be the case, because even with these two shades, I don't think they were created equally. The Champagne Shower shades is so much drier in the pan. All right, let's finish up with eyes. I got another little mini. This is just a straight tester, really. It's the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Intense Black. Now this is good. This had a lot of hype when it first came out, like probably long before I started my makeup collection, and probably one of Stila's like top selling products because I've heard about it so much. But there are so many other drugstore formulas on the market that do the same thing. They're intense, they have a really precise tip, they don't bleed, and they stay all day. This is great. This is a great liner, but the NYX Epic Ink Liner also is great and is, I don't know, $6, $8, something like that. And I think these Stila ones in the full size retail for like 22. Like they're expensive compared to what you can get now from NYX and other brands like that that are more affordable. So great formula, lasts all day, really precise, very easy to use, all that great stuff, but go for the NYX Epic Ink Liner. All right, couple of mascaras. This one from W7 is the Lash Out Mascara, and they do sell this individually, I believe, on their website. This I don't think is duping anything because W7 often dupes things. I think this is just a mascara that they have, and it's hard to test whether or not it's the same exact wand and like style and formula as you would get in the full size, but I wasn't overly impressed with the mini. It's very, very dry of a formula. It separates the lashes really well with this particular wand, and it applies it and it makes them super wispy looking. It's just not intense because it's a drier formula. It's not overly pigmented. I think it's maybe great for the lower lashes, and I like the way that it separates. It's just not a mascara for me. This is just not intense enough for me. I'm not always going for like wispy length. In fact, I'm almost not ever. I'm usually going for something super intense and super volumizing. So this is just a no for me. One that I did really enjoy was the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara, and I think this is just like intense black. I don't know if this even comes in other shades. I was impressed with this. I had heard good things about this. This is one of those plastic molded bristled wands, and it's super flexible. This is a pretty sticky formula, so immediately you can feel it depositing the pigment onto the lashes, and I think it gives them really good length. It's not volumizing in any way. It's more of like separating the lashes and just defining each lash and giving it good pigment. I think that's what this mascara does well. I love the wand style, and don't judge the W7 mascara. From my right eye that I originally put it on, I actually went back in with the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara over that other mascara because the other lashes were just not as intense. So I like this. I don't know if I would repurchase this because I'm almost like 9 times out of 10 reaching for a volumizing mascara. But if you guys like lengthening, I think this is good. Neither of these mascaras transferred or flaked. They stayed all day. All the good stuff. I do enjoy this. I will continue to use this until this is run out. Let's go over Complexion products. I found something I love that I did not think I was gonna love, but have heard good reviews. That's why I picked it up, because I didn't pick it up right away. It's the Dior foundation stick. What do they call this? The Skin Perfect face stick. I have mine in the shade 1N. I used to get a lot of my products in 2N, but I went for 1N this time because they do tend to oxidize. This is so good. This is my favorite stick foundation I have ever used. It's super creamy, really emollient. Watch when I start to blend this in. It is perfection on the face. It looks so good. It smooths out my skin, no texture. It's not too drying. It's not too creamy or emollient. This is like the perfectly balanced stick formula. Just foundation formula in general. I don't have anything that leaves my skin, even in liquid, quite as smooth as this does. This is a beautiful ass formula. I thoroughly enjoy this. The only thing that I wish is that this would last a little bit longer. It only tends to last 4 or 5 hours on me and my combo skin, and then it fades off like almost everywhere. But otherwise, it's fabulous. I think this could work for people with oily skin. If you set it down properly, I think this would be great for people with dry skin. Normal skin would probably love this, and it would probably last all freaking day on them. This is a 10 out of 10 recommendation. It's the only one in today's video that I'm gonna give this high of a praise. I love this freaking thing, which is good because I have in the past been, I don't want to say addicted, but I have loved base products from Dior, and I'm just glad to like love it again because they've reformulated so many things and I've fallen out of love with them. But this is huge. I love it. One thing I didn't love, the KVD concealer. I picked this up. It's been out for a long time, but I wanted to give it a go. This is the full coverage concealer in light 103. This is seriously a really light shade and probably too light for me, but I feel like I can make it work if I powder over it. It's definitely ultra brightening, and I probably would normally get a shade a little bit darker. I didn't realize this was going to be so light. This is thick. This is just not a concealer style that I like. The formula is just kind of heavy. It sinks in. It emphasizes the lines under my under eyes. It even smells like paint. It feels like paint, smells like paint, looks like paint, too heavy, creases. This is a no-go for me. I personally like super thin, lightweight concealers that you can just build up to the desired coverage level, or that are just like immediately medium coverage, but this is not even that full coverage in my opinion. I still see like the blueness after I blend this out. So that's a no, that's a pass. All right, I do want to talk about a product that's probably good for normal to oily skin. This is the new Vanish Airbrush Pressed Powder from Hourglass. So I saw people review this online, just one person probably, Morgan Turner, where she talked about this being a super dry powder and just not good for her who has dry skin. So I picked it up after I saw that review because that's what I'm looking for personally. I love a heavier powder that dry skinned individuals might call dry, because that's what I need for my combo skin to lock my makeup down. I love this powder. I think it's absolutely great. I think it's going to become my best of beauty for 2024, but I think it is a little bit heavier, so it's probably only good for people with combo to oily skin. That's my personal opinion. I think it does offer like a little bit of coverage too. It's not just like fully translucent like it says. You can even see this kind of has like a yellow tone to it. don't mind like the tiny little puffy I'm using to apply it. It's literally just the clean puff that I had sitting at the table. But anyway, it did the trick nonetheless. I think this was a really great powder, again, for combo to oily skin. It really locks my makeup down. It never looks too heavy on me at all. I love it. I love it as a pressed powder. It's fabulous. I also love the loose setting powder from Hourglass. Like I'm just a fan of their powder formulas in general. So don't hate this. Thoroughly enjoy. Definitely gonna become one of my top powders. All right, let's move on to bronzers, you guys. I have 4 different ones here and 2 of them are bronzing drops. So the first one that I got is another little mini. This one is from MCO Beauty from an advent calendar that I got from them. It's the Super Glow bronzing drops. Obviously this is duping the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops, and this again just being the mini. The full size is much bigger. This one just comes in this shade, which is nothing because I don't think there are any shades on their website at all. These are really good, actually. I was like really surprised that I liked these so much. I haven't personally tried the Drunk Elephant ones, so I don't know what the original is or what to compare it to, but I do have other bronzing drops in my collection. This one is definitely a little bit more thin and a little bit more shearable and not quite as like metallic looking, but it's nice. It gives a healthy glow. I like that it's a little bit of a buildable formula. Like these are good. MCO Beauty though, I thought they were going to be more affordable. When I went to go look on their site, after I got the advent calendar and look at the individual prices, I was like, oh, these are like mid-range prices. I thought this was going to be like drugstore dupe prices. They're not though. So I don't know what these range at and like how different they are in terms of price from like the e.l.f. ones, which I also haven't tried, but I can say that these are darn good. All right, the next ones are also a dupe, and this is just like a little tester. The full size of this is also, you know, in this kind of packaging here. They just made this little tester like this. This is also from the W7 advent calendar. It's the Golden Glow Drop, and these are more metallic. They're a thicker formula, less thin than the ones from MCO Beauty. These ones have a little bit of texture. They actually look slightly metallic on the cheeks, and I have to say I kind of prefer these. I just think that they show up a little bit more. They're just easier to kind of blend out, and I just think they're prettier on the skin. I like that little bit of metallic finish than something a little bit more sheer. So I actually highly recommend these ones from W7 because W7 is affordable. Where can you get them? Amazon, online at their website, CVS if they have it. It's just that I don't always find everything in the same place. So I do recommend these though. These are a purchase from me. All right, this is one that is not necessarily a new formula, but it's a new shade to me in the extension that they had a year ago or so, the Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer from Say. This one is in Fair Bronze. And I feel like I'm retesting the formula for the first time because it is so hard to get a feel of a product's performance when the shade is just off, especially something like a bronzer or a concealer or a foundation. So I feel like I am kind of testing this formula for the first time, even though I'm not. But this is gorgeous. You can't go heavy on this at all in the fair shade. It's perfectly neutral. The light shade that they had before was way too orange for me, and I ended up recently decluttering it, but I knew that it was a nice application, a nice feel, so I wanted to pick this up at some point, and I did. Anyway, this is gorgeous. Could be one of my favorite new bronzers, cream bronzers in my collection, because you can just go so heavy with it and it doesn't look dirty or dark or I have to take it back. And I feel like it's so hard to find something neutral and cream for fair skin. I think this is absolutely stunning. This doesn't last the longest on my skin. It's a radiant formula. It has some sheen to it. I think it's just gorgeous. So if you like a sheeny bronzer, I don't think it's too much. I think it's very natural, but not the longest lasting. Still a fabulous neutral shade for fair skin. Let's talk about another favorite of 2024, because I'm pretty sure this came out in 2024. It's the Transforming Bronzer in Light 2 from Lancome. This is a gorgeous, like silky, soft matte finished bronzer. It just warms up the complexion for fair skin. I don't even think this is the lightest shade, but this is all that they had in stock and it looked light enough for me. I think it even goes lighter than this, but I think this is like perfect for my skin tone. This is absolutely gorgeous. It has like the slightest fragrance. It's not too intense. Lancome usually has a lot more fragrance in their products, so I actually don't mind this. This is just so beautiful on the skin. Honestly, it is my perfect shade. It's my perfect formula when I'm looking for a powder bronzer. This is worth every freaking penny, I think. And I think it comes with a decent amount of product. Plus I love the packaging. Everything about this is 10 out of 10. Okay, so I lied. Just along with the Dior, I think this is another like luxury formula that deserves a 10 out of 10. It's so good. I highly recommend this. Blends in seamlessly. Oh, so good. Okay guys, let's get into the very numerous amount of blushes that I have that I tested for the month. It's always like my biggest category It's usually that and then lip products, and sometimes it changes, but it is definitely blush this month. And a lot of these are actually new releases. So the first one is a sort of new release. I've had this for a while and just haven't put it in a speed reviews, didn't get to test it, but I got it pretty much right away. It's the Hot Shot Blush Drops from Morphe, and this one is in Power Drip. It's like an orange shade. I actually really like these. It's not as sheer as I thought that they were going to be for blush drops, but you can make this very light on the cheeks if you want, but you can really build this up too. It has a nice little bit of glow to it. It's not sticky. It has good lasting power. It fades nicely. Everything good about this product. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't buy a lot from Morphe, but they've had blush drops recently, so I picked up this one and the Euphoric Glow one that comes in like the swirl pattern, and I'll talk about that one probably next month, but these ones are great. Honestly, I wish I had gotten not such a peachy shade. I wish I had gotten something more pink because that's really what I'm reaching for right now, but I do recommend these. I think these are great. Another new release is the cream blush from Chanel. This was interesting. It's in Rose Radiant, but I think this is more of like a ruddy kind of orange warm shade. It's just not Rose Radiant. I think I just need to like get used to the fact that rose things may have a little bit more warmth to them than what I'm thinking. And this isn't even red. This is just kind of a warm shade, but this is an interesting formula. It's like putty basically, but it's a little bit more solid than that. It's kind of hard to pick up on a brush, so you have to go in with something like super dense, and even then you don't get a ton of product. So I do feel like I'm digging really hard into this product to get a decent application on the cheeks. It is very scented, like Chanel products are, but I can tolerate it because it's not like rose scented. This does look very airbrushing on the cheeks though. Like I give it that. The way that it looks is really nice. The formula is just maybe not like my favorite. I'm very indifferent about this. I love that it works for me, but I don't love that I have to make it work, if that makes sense. Like it does look, the finish is gorgeous of it. The application is not my favorite. The shade is also not my favorite. In case you guys were thinking of picking up Rose Radiant, it looks a little bit more deep, less pink, a little bit more terracotta colored, if you will. All right, some more new releases are the soft blush balms from Moira Beauty. The orangey or peachy shade is in Dreamer, and the more mauve shade is in Talk to Me. These are fabulous. These are the Merit blush dupes. They look exactly the same. They're the exact same size. They're just better in my opinion because they're everything that the Merit is. They're like a flush of color, got dewiness and radiance. The thing is, these last longer. They're more pigmented too. They're better because of that. The ones from Merit I think are really good now, and I've just hated on them in the past because I really didn't like anything sheer, and now I'm just getting more into the sheer or more subtle blushes, where I was highly into pigment last year and the year before. I do like the Merit ones better now, but I do think the Moira Beauty ones are more pigmented, and I kind of do like that, and they're less sticky and they do last longer. In my cutaway, I draw one side onto the cheek and bounce it in, and there's a lot less radiance, and when I pick it up with a fluffy brush, I get more radiance on the cheeks. So I think you can kind of go both ways with this. I think it's just a creamy enough formula that you can draw it on, but these are fabulous, and I think these are like $8.50, so they're much more affordable than the Merit ones. If you love the Merit ones, I definitely recommend you check these out. All right, this is a fairly new release, and I've had it for a while, again, when it kind of first came out, but it took me a while to test it. It's the Serum Blush, or Blurring Serum Blush from ABH, and this one is in Hibiscus. This is a very interesting formula. It's like cream, kind of like in a liquid form. It buffs out to like this soft matte finish. It has good lasting power because it kind of dries down and locks down on your cheeks. It's just not what I was thinking when I was thinking serum blush. I was thinking that it would have more dewiness and radiance, but it doesn't. It's still beautiful nonetheless. Again, a very soft matte finish that locks down on the cheeks and gives you good lasting power. Interesting applicator too. I don't hate this. I know that I have other like affordable ones in my collection that kind of do similar things, like the flower bombs from Flower Beauty, even the wands that she came out with are fairly similar to this, but it's a good formula. I like having it in my collection, and I didn't immediately love the shade in Hibiscus because I thought it was kind of too hot pink, but I actually kind of like it now. I don't think it's super duper vibrant. I think I can get away with it, especially now that I'm reaching for more pink blush. So good formula. All right, the next one is also a new release. It's the Cheek Kiss Liquid Glow Blush from Milani. It's in Cafe. This is so metallic, but it is so gorgeous. I love a metallic blush that's a little bit drier, that lasts all day, that's like dual toned, just gorgeous. I love when my cheek just shines to the moon and back. So I'm all for it. It's just that this emphasizes texture like nobody's business. So if you guys don't like a blush that does that, you're not going to like this, I don't think. At least in this shade Cafe. I don't know if all of them are metallic like this or emphasize as much texture based on their color. I can just tell you that this one does. This is a beautiful shade though. It's almost like a pink blue. Oh, it's so good. So good. Again, because it's drier, it does lock down on the cheeks and last all day. So if you like the metallic formula and you don't mind a puffy, it's really easy to buff in. These are not new. These are just new to me. They're the Super Blush from Persona. I got Caramel and Georgia, probably the two most popular shades, kind of behind Bubbles or whatever the hot pink one is. This is a really beautiful powder formula. I see the hype in these. However, I do have some like really good powder blush formulas in my collection. I'm not disappointed that I got these at all. I don't think that they're the longest lasting, but they'll get me like 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours if I'm pretty light on my makeup. They're really airbrushing on the cheeks is what I think makes them beautiful. They buff in perfectly. They're not overly pigmented. They're just all the good things a powder blush formula should be. The packaging sucks though. For the price point and what Persona charges for things, it's like the thinnest thing. I mean, it's easy to store. It's just, there's not much to it, I guess. They just didn't go above and beyond with the packaging, but the formula is great. These are also a new release from Nude Sticks, the Nude Stack, whatever they're called. So I got two shades and they stick together. The pinker one is in Love and Roses and the other one is in Barely Nude. These are pretty. They're just another interesting formula. I thought that these called the Nude Stick Stacks All Over Color Blush Balm, that they were gonna be balmy and have glossiness to them. They are the driest formula ever. They honestly remind me of the Chanel cream blush formula, but these are even drier. They are so hard to pick up on a brush. I have to dig in with the densest brush ever to get these to show up on my cheeks, and it's such a tiny ass amount of product that like 90% of what you're paying for is in the packaging. The magnets, the mirror on the inside, the fact that these stack to one another. They're kind of cool in that way, but otherwise, I could have lived without this formula. They're beautiful when they go on, and they do lock down because they're really dry. So they do stay all day. I just work so hard to get these to show up on my cheeks. And I'm not gonna say that they're not beautiful once I get it there. They're airbrushing and they're super easy to blend in and all that great stuff. It's just that they're so dry and it's such a small amount of product. I don't know if I love them. I feel like I could have just gone with like a long lasting powder blush formula instead of these. I honestly prefer their Glow Core, the stick Glow Core blush that they have in their collection so much more. All right, these were absolutely fabulous. The Lumi Radiant Blushes from AOA Studio. I'm pretty sure I paid like $1 for each of these. So the two shades I have are Golden Apricot and then So Close. These are like what looks like a baked formula, but I don't know if they're actually baked, and they're swirled together and they're metallic, like luminous. They don't have any sparkles, but they do have a nice luminosity to them because they're almost metallic. They are so gorgeous. Again, the red one is like almost got blue in it. The apricot one in it's got like purple swirls. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous if you love that, and I do, but they emphasize texture like nothing else. They're even worse than the Milani one in my opinion, but these ones are just powder. These are like super pigmented though. I love that about them. I love that you don't have to work hard. You're like tap, 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 you're done. You have a shiny cheek for days. And for like $1.08 or whatever I paid for these, huge recommendation if you don't mind your cheeks emphasizing texture and you like something super duper radiant, glowy. All right, so the next one up is also a new release and it's the one I'm wearing right now. It's from Ravi Beauty. It's the Endless Diffusion Everyday Bake Blush in Paradise. You know what? I like this. I like the packaging. I like the blush. I like that it's a little bit more subtle and diffused looking, airbrushing and all that stuff. It's not, again, the longest lasting, and it's honestly not a formula that stands out like super highly in my mind or in my collection. I don't think that it has a lot of sheen in it, almost at all. Like once it gets to my cheeks, maybe like on the swatch it has a little bit more sheen. It's kind of like a soft matte finish, and it's nice if you like something simple and everyday That part is good. Again, not the longest lasting formula. I think it's, I don't know, kind of a high price point. It's not my favorite in my collection. There's definitely other ones that I would prefer to reach for over this particular one, even though it's beautiful on the skin and all that good stuff. I think these retail for like $28. It was good. It was good. I don't think it's makeup graveyard. I don't think I would go out and repurchase like a second shade. All right, another thing from AOA Studio. This is part of my AOA Studio haul that I had like several months ago. I think I have one more thing left from that haul. This is the Blush Duo Petal Pop. It has cream and powder in it, and this is in the shade Bouquet. I love this thing. I hate that I love this thing. Again, this was like $1. The packaging is like super duper cheap, and I feel like it'll break on me at any second, but I love both the powder formula and the cream formula. The powder less so because it's kind of just like a standard powder formula, but the cream is like thick and whipped and easy to blend in and just looks super like soft matte on the skin. I mean, it has like the slightest bit of radiance to it, but not terribly so. And it lasts all day. I don't know why I love this so freaking much. Maybe all of those things. And again, I think this was like $1.25 or something. So this one just stands out in my mind because I enjoy it so much. And I'm just like shocked that I liked it so much for the whole $1 that it was. If you go to check out AOA Studio, that's one of the products from my haul that I definitely recommend to you guys if you're interested in like doing a haul with them or whatever. This one I could pass on. This is one of their powder blushes in Cherry Blossom. It's like the Kyoko blush or something. Oh no, it's the Cherry Blossom powder blush in the shade Kyoko. And the reason that I think you can pass, even though again, I think this was like less than $1, it's a pretty standard blush formula. It buffs in all right. Sometimes it gets a little bit patchy depending upon the brush that I'm using. And if you look up close, this does have like little tiny sparkles in it, which I think they do translate to the cheeks, unfortunately. So that's just not really my favorite. This is a pass. I would just pass that along. I have so many other formulas in my collection that I prefer more. Same thing with this one. This was the Flutter Blush from Ensley Rain. This comes in cardboard packaging. This is magnetic. It does come out. I didn't love this formula. It's pretty intensely pigmented, so it's hard to like dial it back, but it never applies evenly on the cheeks. It must be like a sticky kind of powder blush formula that sometimes happens, and it fades unevenly. So I hate the way that it fades, even though some of what's left on the cheek lasts a really long time. The whole blush doesn't last a really long time, and I just find that this doesn't buff out the greatest. So could have done without this. Probably will pass it along at some point. 2 highlighters, and neither of them are new. The first one I got during the Sephora Savings event because I've been wanting to try this from Rare Beauty. It's called the Liquid Luminizer, and this one is the pinky one in Enchant. Why I didn't get this sooner, I don't know. This is a deliciously beautiful formula. I think probably because I'm so much more into a cream highlighter formula now than I ever have been before, but this just blends in with whatever blush that I put it on top of like perfectly. It doesn't emphasize texture. Oh, it's got like shine and sheen. You can make this pretty intense or dial it back. It's such a moldable formula that you can do so many things with it. It has good lasting power. It's delightful and delicious on the cheeks. I highly recommend this. I tried to get the mini, but the minis were all sold out in all 4 shades that I think they come in, so I ended up getting the big one. I don't regret it. Love it. All right, this one I did get in another advent calendar. This is the Ico Spotlight Highlighter Pencil. I had never tried anything like this before, so, you know, my thoughts are all over the place with it. This one is in the shade Pearl. Every time I use this, I like it, but I've never thought to use a highlighter pencil before, and I looked and these sell on their website for like $18 normally. They do sell in Walmart too, and I think they were on sale for like $10, but I don't know if I would go after another pencil like this. I will say that this has sparked my interest enough in highlighting pencils that I might try and find one more affordable and go for it, since I liked what this did so much, but I don't think it would be this one because I don't even know this brand. Although I do like what it did. I like that I've been highlighting the inner corner and like the brow bone, and it looks great. I just didn't know that I needed this in my life. And I would say that this formula is maybe a little bit chunky at times. So that's probably why I'd go and look for a different formula. It piqued my interest enough, but not enough for a repurchase. Let's move on to lip products. This is the last category here. I have ones that were from advent calendars, some new releases, some not new releases. I picked up the NYX lip liner in the shade Mauve from Ulta pretty recently. And even though this is not like an exciting thing, I have been trying to find a formula that lasts a little bit longer that's very cool toned. A lot of mauves come out not cool toned on me, and I'm pretty sure that my natural lip color Like the outer part is more cool toned. And I just think that cool tone lip liners, they actually give me a nice contour to the lips better than a warm shade. And a lot of shades come out warm on me. Even blush, same thing. And I think this is really nice too. The other mauve or very cool tone shade that I have like this is from Sephora, and it's much more creamy, so it doesn't last super long. And I don't love to spend a ton of money on lip liners, although I will. But I think this is great. I like that this is a little bit of a creamier formula, but not too creamy that it slips off in 5 seconds. I like that these are like $5 anyway, etc, etc. I think NYX does a really good job with their lip liners and their eyeliners. Like I would buy a whole range in the shades for the price and how well the NYX liners perform. All right, this one was fabulous. This was probably my favorite thing from MCO Beauty that came from that advent calendar. This is a mini, and this is duping the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, as you guys can see. This one is called the Perfect Pout Lip Liner in Cheeky Chat. This is fabulous. I honestly cannot tell the difference between this and the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, even in the shade. The only difference that I could potentially see in the two formulas are that maybe this is a little bit more creamy than the one from Charlotte Tilbury. They have the same lasting power. They're the same beautiful shade. I don't know. This is also a fabulous product. Again, I don't know what the cost is for this in the full size, and MCO Beauty doesn't tend to be like the super affordable that I thought that they were going to be, but I highly recommend this from them. If at all cheaper than the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. All right, the next one is the Sachu, I hope I'm saying that right, lip liner stay in whatever, I don't know. It's the peel off one, and I have mine in the shade Get Ready, like R-E-D-Y, Get Ready. I think these are really cool, and these really do work. I wish they had like more mauve shades or brown shades in stock when I was at Ulta getting these. I think that you gotta lay the liner pretty thick around the edges so that when it dries you can really get that edge pretty easily to do the peel, but otherwise these are fabulous. I mean, a little bit gimmicky, yes, I do have to say, but I think that they work. They do what they're intended to do, and they do it really well. However, I will say that Moira Beauty has lip liners that are like in pencil form that are also like super long lasting. Like I have said on my channel, like, do not put that on unless your lip product can last as long as them, because they're intense and they will stay all day. So I do know that they make products that aren't like this liquid that do a similar thing, and they're more affordable than this, even though these are on sale at Ulta for like Black Friday, which who knows how long that's going to be going on. It's just like Black December, I guess. Tomorrow it'll be Cyber Monday. Anyway, this video will be up after that, but I think these might still be on sale at Ulta, and if you're interested in checking them out, I think they're a good formula. Man, my speed reviews are not speed reviews sometimes. All right, this one from MCO Beauty I think is duping something else. Like the full size of this, I want to say comes in like a square. This is another mini from the advent calendar. It's the Hot Lip Plump, and this one is in the shade Fancy. It's nice. It's actually plumping. It hurts, it burns, all those things. It's high shine. It lasts a long time, but it's not like super sticky that my lips stick together, so it's good. I just don't like a plumping lip product. So if you guys like that, it'd definitely be one to check out if you're at MCO Beauty. Let's not talk about the size, okay? This is an embarrassing size that I got. And I think the like luxury advent calendar for Macy's, you guys, this is so freaking small. It's the Carolina Herrera lip gloss, and this one is in the shade 975. It's actually a nice gloss. It's a nice color because I love like sheer red glosses. I think that it's thick, so it has good lasting power, but it's not sticky. I didn't even know Carolina Herrera made lip glosses. I mean, I could test the formula with this amount of product. It's an embarrassingly small tester size. I didn't even know what to say when I got this in the advent calendar, but the formula is lovely. I just probably wouldn't go and buy the full size because I have so many good lip products in my collection, but just so you know, Carolina Herrera does a good lip gloss. All right, this is also embarrassing. This is from MCO Beauty. It's the Mega Balm. I'm not kidding. I thought they made this specifically for the advent calendar because this is the cheapest looking thing ever. It's cheaper than like chapsticks you buy at the grocery store, and that's basically what this is. It has like a delicious fruity scent and all that, and I thought for sure this wasn't sold on their website, but you guys, it looks just like this, maybe a little bit bigger, and they come in like 3 packs for $10. They actually sell this. There's nothing to it. This is a no. This is an avoid it. This is just a cautionary tale is the reason I'm reviewing this. Just to let you guys know, MCO Beauty does some wild shit out there that I don't know if this is duping anything, but it shouldn't be. So we'll move on from that. They did do this really well. That's probably duping something. It's the Dream Lip Tint Hydrating Gel. I feel like it could be duping the Rare Beauty ones. What's the other one? Sephora has one that's very similar. I actually really like this one better. It's almost like a cross between a whipped cream formula but a glossy stain. It is actually very, very nice. And this one is in the shade Nude Rose. I like the shine that it has. I think the shine stays, or the gloss stays longer than like 5 seconds and fades off. It's very comfortable on the lips. It's just really pretty. Like, I actually like this. I think they did a really good job with this. So if you're on the website, this is good. This lip product they did do well. I also think they did this lip product really well too. This is the Golden Glow Lip Oil, which you can tell they're trying to dupe the Gisou lip oils. This one is like plastic and cheap with a tiny doe foot applicator. Again, this was totally made for the advent calendar. So I don't know what like the full size looks like, but I also think it's plastic. But this is great in whatever shade this is in. I can't even read that. The writing is so small. And I would recommend this to you guys if it weren't for like the weird scent that it has. At first I thought it was like honey, but it's like perfumey and kind of gross. The formula is actually nice. It's like thick and high shine and it looks great on the lips, but the smell is just odd. Yeah, it's odd. Odd like floral scent, but not floral. I don't even know. It kind of gives me a headache. Honestly, I think the formulas are pretty comparable to the Gisou. So anyway, my house is wild. I think it's fine formula. I just don't love the scent. All right, these I picked up at Ulta pretty recently from Ole Henriksen. These are the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatments, and I think one of you recommended this particular flavor to me, which is creme brulee, because I love caramel, vanilla, salted, whatever kind of flavors in my lip products, in my perfumes. Like, that's just what I go for. Body lotions, all that stuff. These are great. These are like thick and hydrating and high shine. They're mostly sheer though. I prefer the creme brulee one because I feel like it has like a little bit of a brown tint, but the original I think is this one right here. Smells like citrus of some sort. It almost smells like orange creamsicles. Anyway, these are fabulous. I don't regret them. I don't regret them. I don't regret getting them. All right, this one I think I got on the Ipsy sale. It's the Sugar Lip Treatment from Fresh. This one is in berry. They're basically like kind of a chapstick. They're pretty nourishing. They're not super high shine, but this has a nice little tint to it. I think this is great to put in your purse or your car. I love this like aluminum packaging. I like that you like twist it open. Yeah, I kind of love it. So I think these are great. Again, it's not high shine. It's mostly just like colored chapstick. It's kind of what it feels like to me, but I still really enjoy it and it smells so delish. All right, these, I'm reformed, you guys. Revlon makes some really great glosses. These are a new release from them. These are their Super Lustrous Glimmer. I have their Super Lustrous lip gloss formula in my collection, but they came out with Glimmer. I picked up 2 shades, Lavender Lust, and then the blue one is in Indigo Ice. I love like a shimmery or glittery gloss as long as you can't like feel the sparkles. And these are like finer than that because they're glimmer, even though they do have what look like sparkles in it, and you can't feel them on the lips. They last a decent amount of time. They're not like super duper high shine, but they're really pretty and they're glimmery. So they're not like extra sparkly, but you can kind of layer these up and get a little bit more pigment. Otherwise they're mostly just sheer glimmer, but I really enjoy them. Again, I'm reformed. Like, Revlon makes amazing lip products. I just don't think I've been disappointed with any of like the lip gloss formulas that I've ever tried from Revlon. So I think these are a recommendation. Plus they're pretty affordable and sold on Amazon, so you can like get them in a day or whatever. Anyway, that was all 40 products that I tested for the month of November, you guys. Whew, I feel like my voice is failing because I've been talking for so long. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below of some of the stuff that you tested or your thoughts on some of the products that I tested. If you guys aren't currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe, you guys. I'm out of here and I hope to catch y'all in my next video. Bye guys.